Hi, this is YogaKat. Welcome back to 10 more minutes of stretching. We're in the kitchen, obviously, about to set the timer and starting now. I like to do some shoulder warm-up exercises. So take a little roll on your shoulders. We can kind of shift side to side, just getting ourselves loosened up. Also neck, drop down to your shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder, center, look up, look down, look up, look down, and just kind of move your neck, and then we're going to look up, look to the upper right corner, down right shoulder, up, and all the way left, and down. Up, all the way right, and down. Reach your arms up over your head, and we're going to just stretch to the right, stretch left, stretch up and back. Good, release. You can interlock your fingers behind you and tuck your tailbone, and we're just going to scoot our arms down, stretching our shoulders. Release. We're going to do it again, and just stretching the ligaments on your shoulders. Keep your tailbone going under. Release. The pelvic rolls, that's what I mean by tailbone under. We're going to do our hip stretches. We're going to brace one knee against the counter, put the hip against, and then you can rest your elbow down if you reach and just give it a twist. That was my back. Release, feels so good. And then you can step against the cabinet with the other leg. Put your knee or your hip against, and then you give it a twist towards the back shoulder. This is my left. Release. So it's my left hip stretching to my left shoulder back. Release. Turn and hold on to the sink, and you're going to hold on tight and stretch your chest forward. Lean into it. Release. Remember, when you look up towards the ceiling, you're breathing out your mouth. Good, and release. If you're still holding on to this sink, you're going to make a little bend so your inside leg is bent, and like a bow coming across, you're bending your body towards the sink, and stretch, and then in, stretch up, and then in. You can also add a little rotation here. You just twist, look up towards the ceiling, and give it a stretch. Release. Then we switch sides. So not to turn my back to the camera, I'm going to do it against the windowsill. So same thing, the inside leg is bent, and you just sweep over. I'm bending my elbow, sort of bouncing into it. Okay? And here's the little twist. You rotate towards the ceiling, look underneath your elbow, and look up towards the ceiling. Release. Next, take a long lunge, right foot forward, and you're going to sink, and your heel, the back heel is not down, you might not be able to see that, but you sink, and then you bring your right arm out. My elbow is resting right on the sink, and I start bringing my arm up, sweep it down, and then you can bring it back up. Release. I'm going to show you what it looks like from the back. So when the leg is back, this is my left arm and my left leg. And you just sweep it up Okay, so you can see that it's not quite on the floor, the heel. Now, take a big lunge and you're going to hold on to the sink. You can rest your elbow right down as you lunge right. Try to keep your tailbone or your lower back curling under. Switch sides. Go to the other side. Good, and then the other side. Release. If you're here and you bring yourself up, you can lean in on the sink. You're stretching your arms and down, but you're also working your ankles and down. And one more up. Release. If you put your back against the sink, step your feet out, and you're going to stretch your torso off. Your hands are still on the counter or the sink, and you just feel your hamstrings, okay? So you can do a stretch and slide your hands down and forward. This is stretching. You can tilt your head. Helps to stretch your back and lift up your head. And then down and lift up your head. Put your hands on the counter so you can come out and you will have balance. We're going to do another variation of that. Same thing, if you step your feet out, put your hands here on the counter of the sink and you stretch your torso. And then we're going to bring our arms straight out. So in my case, I don't have that much room, otherwise I'm touching the other cabinet. And then down, sweep your hands in towards the cabinet. And then out. And then sweep your hands in towards the cabinet. Coming out. Another thing that we can do against the sink or the cabinet is bring our knee into our chest. So you grab and you just tuck your knee right into your chest. And then the second, you can also tuck your forehead down. Up, and then lift your head straight up. Tuck and tuck your forehead. And then lift your head straight up. Switch sides. Easy peasy, right? Knee into your chest. Drop your forehead. And then look up. Drop your forehead. Look up. Good, and release. Another thing that you can do is if you hold the sink, you can take a forward position like this. This actually works your muscle on the quad muscle. And then you sweep it towards your back. So you're working your buttocks, your hamstring, and you're developing that strength on your leg. Forward, back. Okay, I'll show you from the back. Forward, back. Forward, back. Good. There's another one. We have about 1 minute, 20 seconds. There's another one you can do on the side. It's just very simple. So your knee that you're on is bent and you're just holding this out. So you're stretching the side and you're stretching the buttocks. Okay, switch sides. And here it is from the side, so you can see it on the windowsill. So your foot does not have to be extended. It could be flexed. Release. For the thigh muscles, I take my foot towards my buttocks and I just stretch into it. You notice that I'm kind of leaning into the sink. That gives me some balance, leverage on myself. I add extra stretch to the quad. And this is what it looks like from the back. Also, I like to stretch up to the upper cabinets if you can reach. So the belly leans against the lower part in the sink and you stretch up your arms. This is standing cobra. Release. And you got about 14 seconds, 12 seconds. We're going to do it again. And stretch yourself in. And a nice long stretch. It doesn't take very much, there's our timer. It doesn't take very much time to stretch. That was 10 minutes in the kitchen. This is YogaKat.